Hello, I am Adrian Dupree with the NASA Office of the Inspector General. Spare parts are critical to developing and maintaining many NASA systems, including aircraft, launch vehicles, spacecraft, satellites, and ground communications. These spare parts are used not just as replacements, but also as test articles and building blocks for possible follow-on missions. For example, NASA's next robotic rover mission to Mars, known as Mars 2020, is using $180 million worth of spare parts from the Mars Science Laboratory, the agency's most recent Mars rover mission. In this audit, we assess NASA's management of its spare parts inventory for flight projects and its efforts to reduce costs and leverage resources. NASA policy requires use of existing resources when available, including flight spare parts, rather than acquiring new items. Specifically, we evaluated whether NASA has an effective process for procuring inventory for its flight missions, properly accounts for and safeguards its inventory, effectively leverages existing flight spare parts inventory, and effectively identifies and disposes of spare parts when deemed unusable when they reach the end of their service life. Of the 9 NASA centers required to use the agency's supply management system to manage their flight inventory, we found 5 did not. Instead, these centers managed more than $250 million in flight inventory using standalone inventory control systems or other NASA systems, which we found limited headquarters visibility into flight assets across the agency and reduced its ability to accurately account for centers' flight inventory. Additionally, only 1 center was using the agency's online supply catalog and reservation system as a resource when considering whether existing flight inventory spare parts met their requirements prior to purchasing new parts from outside vendors. Furthermore, 2 of the 4 centers we visited failed to conduct comprehensive internal reviews of their flight inventory as required. All of these shortcomings resulted from ineffective oversight and communication by Headquarters Logistics Management Division, along with failures by center personnel to follow agency requirements. Finally, we found that spare parts disposal practices need improvement at 3 of the 4 centers we visited. Specifically, 1 center did not make timely determinations to retain or dispose of flight inventory, retaining some inventory from as far back as 1983, while 2 centers did not consistently provide pertinent information to property disposal officers, information that could inhibit potential users from assessing whether the property met their needs or affecting NASA's ability to sell the parts to an outside customer. We made 7 recommendations to increase accountability for and the accuracy of NASA's inventory of flight spare parts. NASA agreed with the recommendations and promised to take corrective actions. To read the full report, please visit our website at org.nasa.gov.